Okay. I am now honoured and pleased as punch to welcome to the stage the founder of Cabaret versus Cancer and my wife, which goes to show not all of her life decisions are quite the best. Give it up for Thorne!
Good evening, Wiltons. Good evening, Wiltons. Yes, welcome to the incredible Wilton's Music Hall for Ashes to Ashes, Cabaret versus Cancer's love letter to David Bowie. We started doing these shows back in 2016 and they've just kept growing and growing and growing, and it's always such a privilege to come to this venue every year with this amazing show. I wanted to tell you a little bit about Cabaret versus Cancer. They tell me to keep it light, but I'm not very good at keeping it light. I'll try my best. Cabaret versus Cancer had been fundraising with very small, let me tell you, all naked calendars for a couple of years, and then Bowie died, and we knew that we had to put on a show. And we raised more money in one night from Bowie fans like you than we had done in all the years previously. It was incredible, and we knew then we had to become a registered charity. But what kind of charity would we be? I was dealing with the death of both my parents and some of our friends from cancer, and I knew that I needed a little bit of distance from those who were also going through the same journey that I'd been going through. So we decided to become a grant-giving charity. Since 2016, we have awarded £370,000 in grants. And that's because people like you come to our shows and then tell your friends about the shows and spread the word of Cabaret versus Cancer. But I wanted to tell you a little bit tonight about just a couple of the grants that we've awarded in the last year. Because often in the interval, people will come up and say, that's all very well, Rose, but what are you doing with the money? So I'm going to tell you a couple of little things. Earlier this year, we got a call from Cumbria. Anybody in the room from Cumbria? Yeah. You see, it is a real place. Just saying, there was comments at the board meeting, is Cumbria real? But you've heard it here, it's real. We got a call from a charity in Cumbria called Cancer Cares, and they were running an after-school support club for young children, 15 and under, who were losing a close relative to cancer. But because of financial cuts, they were going to have to become self-funding or else they would be closed. So all of these young people who were dealing with the loss of somebody really close to them were at risk of losing such a huge support line. And I said, what do you need? And I'll do what I can. They said, they talked to me for a long time. They said, we just need a little bit of money to see through some of the catering stuff, so that after school, the kids were getting something to eat, something to drink, but also so that the kids could bake together and cook together and have that kind of bonding and talking about something else. So I said, well, what can we do? And they said, we just need £3,000. And I went, send us your details, you'll have it by tomorrow. And that's because you came to the show and gave us money. £3,000, Cumbria, all those kids are able to go to that after-school cancer care club. Give yourself a round of applause. Last year, when I stood up here and did this little chat, one of our friends, an amazing burlesque performer called Trixie Tassels, was dealing with a really aggressive bowel cancer. She died quite soon after last year's Bowie show, but had been a huge part of our life, a huge part of Cabaret versus Cancer. She performed at shows. Her loss ripples through the cabaret community. But she was only 43, and she died not really knowing where she could turn for support, because often we think that cancer is an old person's disease. My parents were both in their late 60s. We think old people get cancer, but young people get cancer. In all honesty, cancer don't give a fuck what age you are. So we wanted to do something to honour Trixie. So we have started working with a charity called Shine Cancer Care. I love the word shine so much. Shine Cancer Care. And it specifically helps people under 50 who are dealing with a cancer diagnosis. Often under 50, you've maybe not finished having your family, you're still working, you're still climbing that career ladder. And it's a really different cancer battle to the kind of battle that somebody may have who's a little bit older. So we've started working with Shine Cancer Support, and we're funding actual in-person meetings so that 24 young people with a cancer diagnosis can come together and talk to other young people who are going through the same thing. I heard stories from people who were saying, oh, when I was in hospital having chemotherapy, the person next to me was showing me pictures of their grandkids. I haven't even had my kids yet. So it's really important that we support cancer diagnosis in cancer patients at all ages of life. So I'm really grateful for all of you and your support of Cabaret versus Cancer, because those are just 2 examples of where you're actually making a real difference, and I can tell you where the money goes, and that's a great thing about being a small charity. So, is your ticket enough? No. It's never enough. It's never enough. This year, for the first time ever, we're running a raffle. So you can buy a ticket in the interval from the volunteer team, and we have got a print from Duffy. The Duffy archives are so generous to Cabaret versus Cancer, and they've donated a print which normally retails for £395. And it's a beautiful picture. The picture of a boy having his makeup applied, coincidentally, for the Ashes to Ashes video. We have a copy of the Black Star theory book, signed by Leah Cardos. Again, she's a huge supporter of the charity and just sent us these books. And third prize, which I've had to claw off of some of my volunteers, are those amazing red platform boot salt and pepper shakers. So we have a raffle. So if you were here last year and you said, well, I've got the mug and I've got the t-shirt, oh, I still want to give you some money, because you always want to give me money, buy some raffle tickets, because you're going to be giving the money directly to us and we're going to be able to use it to make a difference. But if you weren't here last year, we've got mugs, tote bags and tea bags. Versus Cancer. Be sure, if you have a mobile phone with smart apps and all of these things, do follow us on social media. We have a much younger person called Reese who manages our social media. But I guarantee you know somebody that I don't, so tell your friends, and share your pictures, sing along and have a great night, because we're having a great night and it helps us if you do too. Thank you very much.